The Fright Stuff. The Adventurers Guild investigator is eyeing the festive displays with a healthy dose of suspicion. Oh my stars, could it be? It's the self-same adventure helped us keep the wickedness at bay and transformed all states away from a night of screams to a day of revelry. Thank the 12 for bringing you to us. The fiends of the realm knock at our doors once again. We need a dauntless soul to help us ensure they do not tear off its hinges. The host of this year's parade of horrors is a woman with a pumpkin for a head. I shudder to consider whether this is some elaborate costume or no. Perhaps it's best not to know. Her strange appearance makes my skin crawl, to say nothing of her underlings. While one might think the Continental Circus was once again hiding their monstrous intentions behind the guise of celebration. We can be grateful that none have yet fallen under their spell, but I fear it is only a matter of time. We must act quickly to unearth their schemes. I would begin a thorough investigation at once, but I'm afraid my surveillance duties prevent me from moving freely. That, my friend, is why I need you. Approach the pumpkin-headed witch under the flag of friendship and offer your services to her ghastly celebration. If you catch a whiff of foul deeds, I want you to put a stop to them before any innocents come to harm. It will be done. I knew I can count on you. Now then, you can find our query just across the way at the Mikital Amphitheater, where she's doubtless attempting to draw any and all passerbyers to her ungodly progression. Humor her for now, but take care not to fall to her honeyed words. Time for a little bit of backstory, since I've never streamed one of these Halloween events on this channel. This pumpkin-headed apparition, if I remember correctly, this is the lady that shows up every All Saints wake. And she's had various roles throughout the years, throughout them all. But I don't remember if this is the right one or not. It is you. I knew your arrival was inevitable. For any who once indulged in the revelry of All Saints' Way cannot resist a chance to relive their experience. This and this, that and that. Oh, such eagerness. We are in ever need of willing hands to help the festivals, preferably with bodies still attached. Of course, I understand you've been tasked to bring light any inconsistencies on my part, but you know from experience that I am perfectly harmless, so you are free to conduct your little investigation if it pleases you. Better safe than sorry. Together, I believe we can make All Saints' Wake into one to be remembered for the moons to come. Yet before we begin, allow me to illuminate the history of our event and our intentions here. On this most unhallowed of nights, the saints revel in their Platelic heavens, and as their judgmental eyes become led from the drink, the impurities are free to fester and frolic without fear of punishment. In ages past, the common folk would rue the coming of this night and cower in their homes. That is, until adventurers took it upon themselves to rid the streets of evil, therefore turning the event into celebration of your collective bravery. A joyous happening, to be sure. What of the goblin, the ghost, and the gremlin? Unfortunately, there are many monstrous sort who yet consider this night to spread fear like a plague. And as it strikes me, what if All Saints' Wake could be an occasion for celebration among mortals and monsters alike? I believe there is room for light in even the darkest of hearts. Curious indeed. Which brings me to the question of your involvement. I should have you aid a minion of mine named Papa Gruff in facilitating an All Saints' Wake, which will allow you and mine to join hands in mutual merriment. Perhaps you know of Papa Gruff. He was once a void and so deprived in his kin that his kin spoke to him only in hushed whispers. But ever since I have shackled, or rather politely reasoned with him, he commits devilry no more. Knowing of his formidable magical powers, I've sent him to work under the guising words, frightened enough to tickle, but not to scar. Fear is not need not be an unpleasant experience, and Papa Gruff is doing his utmost to strike the delicate balance between felicity and fright. Not with much success, as I understand. I would love to offer him advice myself, but I believe one such as you would be better. What appeals to the mortals of this city? May I give our beleaguered Papa Gruff a few words of advice? Leave it to me. Thank you, truly. He should be putting on a performance near the Leatherworker's Guild at present, assuming he's not been yet chased from Gridanian borders. Please speak with him and give him my encouragement. I don't know what accent I'm going for there, so don't ask. Anyway, Papa Gruff was the antagonist of the last couple of Halloween events because, if I remember correctly, last time as she kind of said, he kind of got put under collar in the sense, so he can't be causing as much trouble as before. But we'll see what comes of it. Is he quite well? You're that meddlesome adventurer. Rather, I see tidings of my humble performance has reached even your ears, good madam. Allow me to honor my... Please honor me with your presence as my guest of honor. Without further ado, I smell a foul, fell beast before your very eyes. I hope you brought a change of small clothes. A monster will take more than a magician's cantrip to scare me. Look here, my dear thrill seekers, lies an ordinary pumpkin, or is it? Care not to blink, for any moment of distraction may well be your last. Okay, I'm looking. Grrr. Oh, the terror, those bloodthirsty eyes, those razor-sharp fangs. Flee if you dare. This hellhound will chase you to the ends of the earth and have its ounce of flesh. And I would know, considering the scar of its wrath upon my backside. Imagine each and every pumpkin in this adorned fair city turned into such a thing, while dread would prey on Regania to the last ilm. If I made it so, a veritable banquet of chaos. Was worth a try. Ha 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 ha! Bloody brilliant! You drew us all in the talk of monsters, only to dash our expectations with an adorable pup. I admit some confusion at first, but I see you are a clown among clowns. That was not the effect you were going for, was it? Not a single blood-curdling scream, but a smile is not a complete failure, I suppose. Why the dog? Ah, my pumpkin-headed master asked you to help me? Well, allow me to peel back the curtain, as they say. Considering our previous acquaintance, this hardly bears repeating, but my true form is that of a void send. My, not even a grimace, but I suppose it would be inconvenient if you ran away screaming at every sideward's glance in my direction. Now for the matter of this furry abomination. Frightened enough to tickle, but not to scar. This is the agreement that binds me to my master. Now I don't need to be told twice that summoning any of my kind would be a gross violation of this convent. So, remembering how deeply Windskull's countenance of this vicious hellhound, I thought it would strike me a perfect balance between horrifying and heartwarming. That is, until the child earlier burst into tears at the pup's appearance. Now, I've seen a man react with a hearty laugh to the exact same dog, but nay, a trace of fear in his voice. The difference is vexing. Tell me, is a puppy something that should be feared or cuddled? Depends. What frightens one may make another smile. Do you jest? You mean your kind's definition of terror differs from person to person? I admit that does explain the sheer contrast in reactions I've observed so far, but does it place me between a rock and a hellish soul-rendering place? Was it my task to simply bring people to fearful tears? The ground beneath you would already be soaked through? How in the hell's good name does one frighten to tickle? Ah, but you and your delicate sensibilities can teach me to mix dread with delightful into a charming, chilling concoction. Let us begin at once. All right, very well then. I'll give it my best shot. Let's get right to it, eh? First, we need to find people to scare, but not to scar. Your kind seem to gravitate towards the pumpkins we place throughout the city, which creates perfect opportunities for mild mischief. One of our displays should be over the hill, and another is near the Lancers Guild. Your job is to tell me what to transform the pumpkins into once we find suitable test subjects. Let's see how well you tickle. And all waits. A saint's wake performance very well, but I face slaving monsters almost daily. It will take something quite fascinating to make me flinch. Oh, if I could make him flinch so hard, his heart would burst in his chest. Sigh. That's neither here nor there. What type of ghoul would be suitable? Give him the ghastliest ghoul you can muster. Well, if you say so, allow me to oblige. Egads! That gave me quite a fright. I only hope to never face such a monstrosity on one of my patrols, else my final act might soil my britches. Well played, well played. Cowering boy. These decorations are so scary. You're not here to trick me, are you? This one's right for the picking. Forget I say anything. So, what type of ghoul do you suggest? Something spooky. Pardon me, spooky. You really think so? Huh? You know, when I look at it, it's kind of cute. The puff of smoke was a little scary, though. I'm beginning to understand. If a fright doesn't kill your kind, it can be somewhat pleasant. I believe I'm ready to take a proverbial stab at it. Come, come, there should be more pumpkins around Apuclo Falls. Ugh. I kind of wish I'd keep these accents more consistent, but I don't think I really am. I swear I've given Kari like 3 or 4 different ones. Maybe someday I'll get used to streaming 14 enough where I actually give her a consistent voice. Uncowed girl. Don't tell me you're supposed to send a chill down my spine. Clowns are for babies. For babies they are. I'll make this last wish to a back in her mother's womb. You there, little girl. Look well upon this pumpkin. Ah! A monster! What impressive magic. My heart won't stop pounding. Dad and Mom will have the fright of their lights when I tell them I saw a real honest-to-God's monster. I can't wait to tell them. I'll think twice before insulting a clown again. Thank you for the thrills. Did she say thank you? I scared her nearly out of her shoes. She thanks me. I can't say I've experienced that before. I dare say I even enjoyed it. Yes, let's take the time to capitalize upon this newfound tickling skill of mine. Let us for the display near the Whistling Millers next. Startled botanist. Good day to you, young lady. May you join me in celebration of this joyous occasion that is All Saints' Wake? Celebrate? That's the last thing on my mind. Please go bother somebody else with that ghoulish makeup. Ah, oh my, aren't you in fright? And not the good kind either. What happened last? Papa Gruff is here to help. You'll really help? I could certainly do worse than a clown. I've come from the Grimloom Growery, though fled from is probably more appropriate. I was tilling the fields as always, but when a frightful voice came from behind me, I turned around to meet it and came face to face with the foulest monster I've ever seen. Monster. When I regained my senses, I was here, my throat hoarse from screaming. No power in the realm could pursue me to return, not while that horde wanders unchecked. A monster? We haven't visited the Growery yet. What could it have been, you think? Good question. We may have a real demon on our hands. Very well, might be right. These illusions I summoned are no more capable of free movement than the pumpkins they sprang from. Yet there's no doubt Voidsend running amok. Here I am, tying myself in knots to learn the subtleties of spookery, while some unclothed brute comes rampaging through the Twelves woods with nary a thought towards artistry. To forgive such behavior, our efforts are to find glee and terror, which would be for naught. Tremor and fear no longer lasts. We shall investigate the matter. Truly? You're the first person who believed my claims more than seasonal mischief. Oh, I knew Father was wrong when he said all clowns were villains. Thank you. Again, those words ring strangely in my ears. Or it is not an entirely unpleasant sensation. I know this isn't why you will assist me, but there's no telling how many of my kind we may find. A single clown can only achieve so much. Would you lend me your aid in case the situation gets undesirably bloody? That's what I'm here for. Thank you. Look at me expressing gratitude to one of your kind, no less. Well, no matter, let us depart for the great Gory and settle this. I see nothing out of the ordinary here, but I know they're close. Our roguish Cory is course stealthily lying in wait somewhere to catch us all unaware. Once they show themselves, do not indulge them with anything but a face of stony indifference. That's how I handle most things, really. Oh, come on. As I thought, a fellow Voidson. Tell me, pray tell, what are you doing here? Brother of the Void, you know what I am here for, the Night of Devilry. Once we are free to Caspar creep and caper, guided by the great pumpkin-headed archfiend. For too long we have denied our demonic right, and it is I who shall reinstate our grandest event. Yes, the age of the great Gaul will give way to the era of the great pot. Even now, my allies lie in wait throughout the city, ready to usher in the Night of Devilry. You must join us, brother. Join us as we rise again. No. What? Why? Even if I wanted to, my convent prevents me from engaging in wanton vileness you propose. Regardless, I have no desire to join you for some cheap jaunts through the city, with only a few startled mortals to show for it. Such indelicate devilry would only result in our swift and total annihilation. Ha! Spoken like a true coward. Don't tell me you're frightened of some sharpened sticks and clumsy clubs. Oh, but I am frightened, as you too would be if you had the taste of the full brunt of my master's fury. Perhaps you may yet, if you continue to insist on this foolish course. I have learned how to blend in with people here and extract terror in such ways do not to tempt retaliation. Your plan would bring such a single-nighted debauchery. Learn how to cohabit, however, and our collective revelry can last forevermore. Traitor, then my minions and I will devour you and your scaly snack of a friend. Little tidbit, this line changes depending on the race of your character, so I'm an Alra. So, yep, scaly snack of a friend. Try it if you dare. That head! The great Gaul! Howdy, children. You'll deserve to serve in the festivities. They should be happy as decorations to serve an example for those who would follow in their footsteps. Abracadabra. My lady, the pleasure it is to see you. I dare ask, while you grace us with your presence? I caught wind of a voice and disturbance and came here to investigate. When I heard your voices, I knew something was afoot. I must say I am quite pleased that you see the merit in my approach to All Saints' Wake. Yet something must be done. The other beasts that may have crept into the city. Let us give them the same treatment and continue to enjoy this unhallowed season on our own terms. That wrench reminds me too much myself long ago. For a twist of fate, I may even be adoring the streets of Gridania by its side. With your help, rounding up our reckless kin should prove a simple matter. Let us make All Saints' Wake an occasion to remember for those who dwell in the light and shadow alike. If you sight any era ghouls, I will perform the spell I demonstrated earlier. In doing so, we shall convince the residents of Gridania that the source of their supposed nightmares was nothing but a collection of mundane pumpkins. This wand possesses transformative power you require. Simply swing it in a grandiose manner and point it at your target. Once the charm has been cast, I shall collect the pumpkins. I understand they're quite delicious when baked into a pie. I've learned the emote All Saints Charm. A charmed life. Papa Gruff is eager to rid Gridania of his wicked brethren. Just when I was getting the hang of being the life of the party instead of the death of it. Let's wrap this up quickly, lest this year's All Saints' Wake be remembered as a disaster. I sense something lurking deeper in these fields, as well as a trail heading east, perhaps towards the market or the Lancers Guild. Splitting up will be the easiest way to end this quickly. I'll escort the botanist from earlier back here and deal with whatever still haunts the growery. I shall use this opportunity to convince her what she witnessed before was nothing more than an overzealous pumpkin. That should put her heart at ease. I will leave the rest of Gridania to you. Once the void had been verily vegetated, meet me at Mikuta's amphitheater so that we may deliver my master the news of our success. Now, let the show begin. I'm having way too much fun with the voices here. Monsters have invaded the city? Abracadabra. Become pumpkin. A pumpkin? Wait, is this all part of the All Saints Wake Festival, isn't it? Yes, of course. I must say, it made my heart skip a beat. If this what adorns the streets, I can't wait to see what the main stage has in store. Okay, now I need to move on and find the others. What is this awful thing? Abracadabra. What? It was just a pumpkin? I knew the wood whalers wouldn't let such wicked things into the city. Never seen such a feat of illusion before. If the rest of All Saints Wake is as entertaining, I best go find the main event. Better go find the other one before more panic sets in. If I don't look, it will go away. Bibbidi boppity boo. And punkified. Huh? What? It was a pumpkin the whole time? I can't believe I fell for that, but now I know it's just a trick. I'd like to see it again. Well, there's more festivals coming. That should take care of that. Now to get back. You have returned. That means Gridania is free of mischievous voids, and let's hear what Papa Gruff has to say. There you are. I took care of the void sand still haunting the Grimloop Glory. Did your hunt go as smoothly? Good, good. Now we can safely say that the only frights in store for the citizens of Gridania are of the decidedly entertaining variety. I took the liberty of gathering the pumpkins you created. Their punishment will not be eternal, but they can stand to remain in their current form for the duration of the festival. The least they can do is repent in repentant. There you are, my fearless clown. Thank you for reassuring me. I had worried I may have had to retire from my position at the Grinloom Growery and seek less haunted climates. As the master of the Botanist Guild, allow me to extend my personal thanks for happening my gifted pupil to avoid such a decision. It would have been a grievous loss for us. Oh, but there's no trouble in all. In fact, I should be thank you for being such an exemplary audience. A true entertainer brings us all to every stage, be the grand amphitheater or a cozy vegetable patch. I only hope you are half as thrilled as I was. That's scary. Whatever it was looks so real. I could have never guessed it was just a garden variety pumpkin. Truly, I feel privileged to have witnessed such a master of illusion at his craft. As do I. Would that every day be filled with such surprises? As a token of our thanks, we've made some fresh pumpkin cookies from our most recent crop. Please enjoy them in good health. I do believe I could get used to this being thank thing. Well, since you've gone through the trouble, I'd best eat them before they're cooled. To my good health. This is delicious! That was quite a reaction. This flavor, I've never tasted anything like it. The cookie's ether is tingled with something I can't quite pin down, but it's bold and not overpowering. Is this the taste of gratitude? Oh, how much of my life I've only wasted suppling on terror, when there are a whole world of flavors left neglected. I'm not sure I entirely understand what you mean, but I'll consider your words a compliment nonetheless. These cookies are just a small token of my appreciation. I wish I could only have given more. You mean I could potentially receive more gifts if performing my act will get me more big goods? I bet get to work straight away. This is shaping to be quite an All Saints Wake indeed. I couldn't imagine a better day of celebration for us all. Our success here is no part thanks to you, as I believe Papa Gruff is now as matters well in hands. I shall return to my manor. Pray visit if you are so inclined. Oh yes, and before I forget, do appraise your troublesome investigator of what has transpired here. Perhaps he'll cast his prying eyes elsewhere. All right, I'll take care of it. It has all been taken care of. What a fantastic yarn. Monsters plotting against monsters to make us happy? I admit your story is hard to swallow, but I see no reason why a fellow guild member would lie. Very well. I am forced to take your tale at face value and consider that these to be glad tidings indeed. However, I cannot wonder if this was all an elaborate ruse. They knew we'd be watching them. That may have compelled them to put some kind of show of charity. After all, a monster can't change its skin overnight. I shall keep a close eye on their activities from afar. I thank you for everything you've done, and hope against hope that the evil's been laid to rest.